All right, I think we could actually go live now. I just needed to confirm if you're streaming across different platforms. I think currently just YouTube and also LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we are good to go live today. I just needed to confirm real quick, and yeah, let me quickly share my screen and what we'll be doing today. Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. I think we're live now. Okay, so hi guys, welcome to today's video. So I decided to do this on a live stream because I just wanted to try out TanStack Form. I think before now, how I actually undo form validation in my React application mostly. I think I'll say forming. Let me quickly pull up documentation. I think I mostly make use of Formik, and Formik is mostly for Reactjs. Right, it says build form in React without TS. So before now, I try using Forming and also React Form to handle my validations across any React application I get to work on. But there's a new library, right, to handle that, which is the TanStack Form. And for a while, I haven't gotten to try out this particular form, and I just want to try this out on a live stream and see what it has to offer and how does it how different it is to to Forming and the other form libraries. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Cool. I think that is quite the agenda for this particular call, and let's quickly jump right into it. So like I said, I think first off, I just need to start up a React application, and I'll just be using Vite, so we don't have to do like too complex stuff. I'll be using Vite to handle the React application I want to start up with. And yeah, let's just go with the React. Um, let's just go with React. Yeah, I think React works for us. Let me go back and see what we could do here. Okay, get started. Oh, cool. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, I think before I do this, I just have some list of um some list of things we'll be doing today. So currently we're just gonna start live, which we've already started right now. Next, we should be setting up the project, installing any deficiencies. Then we'll just build out a basic form with VO from Vessel, and also I think we're just gonna use Tailwind CSS. Then we'll try adding the TanStack form, and also at that point we should be able to end this live. All right. I think this is quite this is quite cool. So let's quickly set up our project. Um pull up VS Code here right now, and we could say we could yeah, we could quickly set up our project right now. Let's just create a new folder here. I hope this is very visible, or I need to zoom in properly. Um okay, I think this is quite all right. If you guys can see, just let me know so I could like zoom in properly. Cool. So let's just cd into let's just make a new directory, right? We could just call this live dash YouTube, and just quickly move into our new directory we just created. So cool. So in this directory right now, we are gonna create our Vite application, which we're just gonna use the React the React plugin provided from Vite. Cool. Okay, so what we're gonna call this particular project, I think let me zoom in a little bit again so we could see what's happening. The project name, we're just gonna call this TanStack Form. Yeah, that works. And we're gonna make use of React. So we have different options. We could try out using Vue, Preach, Solid. Interesting. Okay, let's try out React, and I think we could just go for basic TypeScript. Hmm. TypeScript or JavaScript. We won't be doing much with JavaScript, so let's just go with a normal JavaScript application. Okay, our project is created. Let's quickly move into TanStack Form, and the next thing, quickly open this up in code, right? VS Code, and we could we could close this up, and cool. All right, so I need to zoom in here again. Yeah, so we've created our application, right, with Vite, and and we should be we should be good to go. Hi Git Coder, how you doing? Okay, cool. So let's quickly install our deficiencies, and for that, let's switch over to Git Bash, and okay, remember we're using npm, right? Just npm I we should be able to install what we need to get this application running real quick. Okay, so for those that are just joining, let me quickly take you to the agenda of what we'll be doing today. So this is just what we'll be doing. We're just gonna start live, which we're currently doing. We're gonna set up set up the projects, instead our deficiencies, try to build out a form with VO from from Vessel, right? And also try to add TanStack form to our already created form. All right, all right. Then at that point we end the live. So that's just the plan for today live stream. And and yeah. All right. So I think we're ready to run this application. So we quickly could run this with npm run dev, correct? Yeah, our Vite application is running localhost 5173. Cool. Let's quickly try to run this here. If it runs, oh, amazing. Okay, amazing stuff. So our application is currently running. I think we could take this out for now. And also, um okay, I think, yeah, this works for us right now. So let's quickly go to the documentation and see what we're missing right now. Okay, we started our application. We we already have our application running, right? So we're done with this step. Amazing, amazing. Okay, cool. The next step should mostly be setting up Tailwind, right? So remember, we're just going to create a form. And if we're creating a form, we just need to use a styling library. And just for simplicity, I'll be making use of Tailwind CSS, so we could like quickly jump right into building. Cool. All right. And okay, let's go to the docs and see what we could do here. Framework heights. We actually using Vite. Let's see if Tailwind supports Vite. Okay, yeah, it does. Okay, so it says install Tailwind CSS. Okay, let's do this. Let's jump right into it. Open up a new terminal, and I should mostly use git bash. Prefer using that. So let's install Tailwind CSS, post CSS, and auto prefixer. All right. And think we should um we should be ready to start using Tailwind here. All right. So the main idea around this video today is just to try out TanStack Form. All right. And like I said before, now for handling validation in my React applications, I make use of Formik, which is quite amazing and very helpful. Oh, it works for React Native too. Amazing stuff. So I just want to try out this new library from the TanStack team, right? I think they they created the TanStack table, which is very popular. Even the TanStack query, which is also known as React query for like the React developers. Um, they have a lot of products. Amazing. Oh, TanStack router. Definitely like to try that out. Maybe in the next video or in the next live. So this should be my first time using this, and let's see how it goes. So let's quickly check VS Code and see. Oh, okay, amazing. This is installed. And let's go back to documentation. We just need to run this line of code to make sure Tailwind is initialized in our project. And all right, cool. So the next step mostly says ask the tailwind directive to each of your tailwind layers, index.css. Okay, so let's go into index.css. Okay, index.css, we already have some code here, which came in from like the default setup with Vite. So let's take this out real quick and bring in our tailwind config or our tailwind directives. So we have this all set up, and okay, a lot of things are happening here right now. I think I could zoom in a little bit again so the people watching on YouTube and LinkedIn could have a better view. All right, so we don't really need all this stuff here. We could just take out most of this code base. So RFC, um, RFC app. Let us say app test. We definitely take out this dummy text once we're ready to start building. All right. So this is just setting this particular text to the font size of 30 pixels, font bold and underline, and let's quickly see if this is what is on the browser. Okay. Um, it doesn't work yet. Let's refresh or let's restart our server. Yeah, I think that should be the best thing to do. Let's restart our our server, npm run dev all over again. Okay. Okay, this should be running right now, and let's see what happens here. Mm, says the content option is because missing or empty. Configure your source generating the missing files. Huh? What is this? Let's see. What did we miss? Did we miss anything? Ah, interesting. We missed a part. We missed a particular step. So all the paths to your okay. So let's quickly jump into our Tailwind config and update this. Yeah, no wonder Tailwind wasn't working. Uh, okay, amazing. That was a really helpful, a very helpful error. We're able to figure that very fast. So I think I just want to confirm if it's still live and and okay, cool. So we're still live and I just confirmed that. So amazing. So let's check this again and see what is supposed to be here. Okay, we have a text of bold and font of bold underline, and let's just quickly add red text just to confirm. Amazing. So Tailwind is already installed, and we can quickly start building out our form, right? So I don't know if you're familiarized with VO, which is which is a generative UI created by the team at Vessel, right? So the idea around this particular tool is just to create UI component, right, with prompt. Like for example, the way you make use of the way you make use of the way you make use of ChatGPT to get queries, or like to get prompt, to give it prompt and get some information, right? So you could just use VO to generate UIs. Very, very quite helpful. And that is what we're going to be doing today. So now, VO actually generates UI for the Shadax UI. And I think most of the React developers are very familiarized with this UI library. So let's quickly check that out first before we do this. So Shadax UI is just a UI library built on top of Tailwind CSS. Very, very helpful. Very helpful for very helpful if you actually want to build out components very fast. You have access to dashboard, cards, play, like there's a lot of stuff you could build out with Shadax UI. And I think one of the prettiest thing about this for me mostly is they have a component library on Figma. Like for example, if you're designing, you could just quickly take the component library and use those component library across across your design system, which is pretty much amazing. Then let's quickly see what we could do next. Okay, Shadax UI, pretty much amazing. If you haven't tried it out, you should definitely check it out. Amazing stuff. So most of the UIs that have been generated, right, from Shadax UI are mostly Shad I won't say Shadax UI, but like they're mostly Shadax UI, right? Like the UIs that are being created from VU, right, are mostly Shadax UI. But remember, in our application, we just have Tailwind CSS installed, and I don't think I want to install Shadax for this particular video. So we're just gonna make it very, very simple, go with basic Tailwind CSS and stuff. So I'll show you how to also do that. So first off, um we're gonna set up a prompt, right, to view. So what kind of form do you want to create? So in my head right now, I'm thinking about a contact form. So let's just write a particular prompt. So let's just give it a very basic query, build out a contact form, and hi code. How's it going? Okay, cool. I think we that was very fast. Wait, I didn't even see that. That was extremely fast. Amazing. So we already have a particular UI which we could use here for our React application. Then we try adding TanStack validation or form library to it. So we have a form here. I think I just want to go back. I want to try out something else. So let's tell VO to create a contact form with first name, last name. What else? We could add yeah, first name, last name, phone number. What else could you get on the form? Phone number. I think we could also do yeah, I think this works. First name, last name, phone number. I don't know, age. What else? Gender. Yeah. So let's just start with this. We could definitely refine our prompts as we go on. So let's see what VO kind of generates for us right now. Okay, so for people that are just joining this particular stream, we are just trying out TanStack Form for the first time. So if you're a React developer, right, you actually know that before now you mostly get to use Formik for your React validation, form validations, right? But there's a new library, TanStack Form, and I just want to try it out. And see how it compares to like Formik and also other libraries. Cool. Yeah, definitely gender. I added gender in the prompts. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, amazing. I think this is pretty much okay for us to start with. Yeah. So we have first name, last name, phone number, age, gender. This is pretty much a basic form, and it's actually gave us three different styles. I don't know what the difference between these two, but like I think this one has a more wider button. Okay, I think this works for us. This one. Okay, let's go with the second one. All right, so we already gave the prompts and we have what we currently have. Let's just see if we could change the theme. Um, I think the default works for us. So let's quickly copy the code. Now look at the amazing thing about this, right? Using VO to like build out your UI component most times is um is you could just copy out this code um straight to straight to your VS Code and start coding, right? And these are mostly Shadak's UI components. But remember, like I said, we're not going to make use of Shadak's UI, so we're just going to go with basic CSS, which is Tailwind CSS, right? And also, you could also copy this npm, right? This npm code and just go to your dashboard, right? Or go to VS Code and open it up in your terminal and just say, okay, what I just want to do here, let me quickly clear this. What I just want to do here is this, and you just install this component directly instead of copying them manually. You could just paste it, and automatically you have this components in your React application straight up. Okay, so let's just jump straight right to what we want to do. So I want to get this code right, and I don't know if you guys can see this. We have the React symbol, but we won't be using that. Let's just copy this component out. This is the style, right? Let's just copy out the style. And yeah, I think we're pretty much good to go. So let's quickly open up VS Code again. We're not going to be doing this. Clear this and okay, cool. So let's create a new component and we're just going to call this contact. um I'm going to call it a contact form, and I think we made use of TSX, so let's just make it that. Cool. RFC contact form, and contact form, and let's take this out real quick. And amazing. So we could just paste this and see there's a lot of errors, right? A lot of errors are happening here right now. Interesting. um but let's not worry too much about the errors right now, because the reason why this error is happening mostly is because if you're familiarized with React makes use of class name instead of classes or class to name your CSS class names, right? So that's not an issue for us right now. All right, but definitely we'll be fixing this. So before we do that, let's just come over to our component, take out this dummy text, and we're just going to import our contact form. Quite easy. So let's go back to our browser, try to format this real quick, and go back to our browser and see what we currently have. Okay, I think this is localhost. Let's refresh this and see. Cool. We can't see anything in the page right now, and let's fix that. So go back to the contact us component we just created, um I'm just gonna look for every class, right? Every class I can see here and replace them with all with class name. Yeah, I think this should pretty much be very, very easy for us to do. Now, nice. So the errors has reduced and we are we are good to go. We still have some errors here, but let's just see if we can see. Okay, let's just look at the console again and see the style props. Huh. Okay. It says um let's quickly fix most of these errors so we know where we're gonna start debugging from right now. Zoom out a little bit so I could see this properly. And so style mostly is just gonna be mm, um so let's start from 4. So it says 4, right? Should just be HTML4. Remember, we're working with React. HTML4. So let's look for all our 4 and all right. All our 4 mostly we're just gonna replace them with HTML4. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So let's go back to our browser and refresh again and see if there's any error we're currently having. All right, this should be cool. Let me quickly try something here. I think mostly when you use most times, right? If you're making use of Vite, let's see if this shows up here. Oh, it doesn't show up. Cool. Um, huh. So what we're gonna do differently now? Style. It says what? What's the error here? It says okay. I think I know what the error is mostly. So we should use this is mostly React, right? Or we could say we should get our error fixed if I'm correct. And okay. So it says string has no property in common, property string name. Um so this is what we're gonna do here. Mm, so we're just gonna quickly go to Google and just try to like debug this error real quick. This is a very, very like very, very easy error, but like instead of wasting time, so I don't know, we just get to see how you could debug like real quick instead of wasting time on it. So what we need to do next is to okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we just need to wrap this in double braces if you really want this to work, and this should not be in quotes. Yeah. pointer events. Now let's see how they do it here. Okay, color. Mm-hmm. Style. Still getting the error. Mm, select a gender. This is a very weird error right now we're having. And the funniest thing about it is it's just a very little error. Hmm. Okay. Pointer events should mostly be camel case if we're using React. Yeah, that was it. Okay. Let's go down here. We have style. We could also do the same thing for this guy and say, all right, take out those praises. Okay, I think we've gone like almost 15 minutes into this live stream. Amazing, amazing stuff. So let's see what is the error right now again. Hmm. Is there a quick fix? Now, absolute padding overflow. I want to take out this one. Let's take it. Let's take this out first. Mm, still some errors. Yeah. What's the error right now? Form. What happens to form? Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. So let's quickly jump right into it again. So let's see what's happening here. We have left hand. Left hand. This error doesn't make any sense. Okay. I think to debug this is just very easy. Okay. Let's go back to what we're looking at before and okay. So this should just be, I think, commas. Um, right. That should be how to do it, right? And surprisingly, why are we doing this with? Wait, let's go back to our code and see what we currently have. Oh, there are some errors, so it can't actually run. Nice. Okay, so let's comment this out for now. Tab index should be tab index, right? And I think our code should run this time. All right, amazing. So we have our contact us form. Let's quickly fix this and add some padding to the top of our components. So yeah, we're just gonna say class name of padding top of um let's say padding top of 20. Okay, I think more like top and bottom. Yeah. feels like it's a predefined width for our contact form. Let's fix that. Let's take out this width. Full width. Mm, max width should be like um this is really small. I think medium. Medium is too small for us. I need something more large. Yeah, large. Aha. This is nice. And the next thing we could think about here mostly is just to say tab index could just be one. Let's fix this. So there's an error here. What's the error? It says does not exist. Yeah, obviously it won't exist, right? So it's tab index, then it has to be one, which is a number. Or we're just gonna say minus one. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're still on this video, and let me quickly confirm if it's still live. Okay. Need to confirm real quick. Checking and okay. I think we're still live. We're pretty much still live, which is quite good. And cool. All right. We are almost an hour into this particular stream, and we just spent the last hour. What were we doing actually? I think trying out to hi. Hi, welcome to the stream, and hi guys. So if you're just joining right now, I think what we're just trying to do today is to try out TanStack Form, right? So the first step of what we've done so far, we started a new React project with using the Fight plugin. Then after that, we went ahead to install Tailwind CSS, which we're going to use for styling the form, the contact form. And also, we made use of VO from the VSL team, right, to create our UI, which we'll be using for the contact us form. So we haven't really gone that far. So if you're just joining us, you're still welcome, and we still have quite some stuff to get done here. So let's quickly see what we have so far. We could clear this part. We're done fixing our little bug. Okay, so we have a form here showing the contact us form, phone number, age, whatnot, and whatnot. Okay, JavaScript doesn't work here. So we're just gonna make this um we're gonna make this so I don't want to make use of Shadak's UI for this. So do we could quickly style this with Tailwind. And to do that right, we just say absolute, right? This should be absolute. This should be um let's see. Let's quickly go back over here and see what we have. So for some weird reasons, this guy doesn't work. Because why? this is hidden, overflow, normal. Okay, no worries, no worries. We don't need to do this. I think we could just take out this is a button. We're just gonna make use of a normal select. A normal select should work for us. Yeah, a normal select should work for us. Did I have to like okay? A normal select should work for us right now. And to do that, we are gonna style this particular select. What we're gonna do next? We're gonna say this particular select should border of none, right? We could just say a um width of 100 pixels. Let's just do this for now. Padding of padding of padding of 3. Okay, cool. We can't really say anything right now. We have option, we have value. So I think we could have um okay, this doesn't work. So let's just put something here. Let's say what are we gonna call this now? We're gonna call this um gender. Let's quickly refresh the page and see what we have. Okay, cool, cool. All right. So the next thing we could do here, the next thing we could do here is just to fix this, because as you could see right now, we have this guys. I think if I could quickly zoom in so you see what we're trying to do right now. Um, okay, I think hmm, okay, no problem. So if they are all, we're gonna make this flex, then we're gonna make this a flex of column. Amazing, amazing stuff. So now there's something else here that's messing up this row. Let's take out this. Let's make it a width of full, and let's quickly see what we have. Let's refresh the page all over again. Okay, you still have gender looking very weird. Cool, cool. Um, all right. Just want to confirm if you're still live. Okay. I'm just trying to fix this real quick. I think we could just go back to using 150 pixels for our 150 pixels for our select. I need to I need to there's an absolute somewhere, yeah. I added absolute that time. Yeah, no wonder I just noticed that. Okay, cool. Amazing. So we have this guy. We added border of none, which wasn't supposed to be so. Let's just add border. Right. And okay, so just to follow the style of what we have here, we're gonna say h height of 10, and also have to remove these guys here. Height of 10. Um, there's still something else missing. I think the padding top and bottom of 2. Top of bottom of 2. We have this. Hmm. All right, so let's see what we have here: male, female, others. Um, this is looking very quite. This is looking quite. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking quite basic, very very basic. So we could just add a background of black. I think that fixes everything for us for our button. Then add the text of white. All right. That's pretty much it. This is pretty much it. And I think next we could just think about how we're gonna fix this particular. I need to zoom in real quick so I could see what's happening there. This is looking very very weird, and yeah, we're just gonna debug it. Yeah, console. Let's see what's happening here. So there's the margin top and bottom. Let's quickly see what's happening here too. Okay, so let's go back here and see. This is our select. Let's take out this guy first. Space of y. Let's start debugging from there first. Refresh the page. Let's zoom out all over again. And okay. All right. All right. Cool. So we're gonna say imagine top and bottom of 2 for our agenda. Yeah, I think that works for us. All right. So I think we quite have our form ready, and we have just a basic select here, order male or female, and yeah, I think this is pretty much very very fantastic for us to use. So now going back to the main idea of what we're trying to do in this video, right? We're just trying to try out TanStack Form, and let's get started. So before now, right, I make use of Formik, and I also make use of React Form too. React form, React hook form, yeah, which is very, 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 very very amazing too when you want to use for form validation. Um, but right now for this video and for today, I'll be trying out TanStack Form. So let's quickly take out all these parts. We're done with installing everything we need. I think we're also done with the UI. So let's just jump right into implementation. All right. So TanStack Form, right, is just it says it's an headless performance and type safe form state management for TS, JS, React, um, Vue, Angular, Solid, and also Lit. Hi, hi guys. Someone just joined on YouTube. Hi, Paradox. How's it going? Okay, so for those just joining, right? So today's video is just um on TanStack Form, how we could actually make use of TanStack Form to add form validation in our React application. So what we've gotten to do so far, we've gone like an hour into the stream right now. What we've gotten to do so far, we made use of Vite to create a React application because I didn't want to go with Next.js or Remix. So we just needed something very basic so we could just jump right into implementation. So I made use of Vite and the React plugin to set up our project. Then once we were done, I installed Tailwind CSS just to undo our styling. And after that, we made use of VO to create our um our UI. So we didn't get to build the UI with hand, right? So we just made use of this generative UI or generative AI. We gave it some prompts, give us some contact form, and that is where we are currently. So we have VS Code open up here. We just have a component called contact form, and yeah, that is it so far. So right now we want to start integrating TanStack into our React application. So we're just going through. It says stop crying over your form with a return to simplicity. Okay. Spotty, a tiny footprint, zero dependencies, framework agnostic core, and granular type safe APIs. TanStack is the perfect. Okay. So like I think if you've gotten to try out TanStack Form or any other React library for form, right? I think you could just leave it in the comments because the different form to check out in the ecosystem. So TanStack Form is just a new one, and I think currently they're in version V0, right? Amazing. And I hope people watching could hear me properly. Please, if you can hear me, can you confirm, please? If you can hear me properly, if the audio is okay, if the video is okay, I just need to confirm real quick. All right. All right. Um, okay, I'm just putting this on. Hi guys. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. All is good. Thank you, Paradox. Thank you, Paradox, for that. All is good, and yeah, I think let's quickly just go continue what we're doing. So it says first class TypeScript support. Amazing. Okay, headless framework, agnostic. Meaning that you could use it with any library. Pretty much amazing. Reactive performance. When it comes to performance, TanStack Form delivers amazing speed and control with. Hmm. Okay. Okay. What else could we try out here? I think this is pretty much okay. So for our example, we're gonna be making use of React, and let's get started. Yep. 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 All right. It's all good. Thank you. Thank you, Paradox again. Thank you for that because I just needed to confirm if the audio, video, and you guys could see my screen properly. All right. So we could go into this and see what we have. So let's look at the motivation why this was created. It says most web framework do not offer a comprehensive solution for form handling, correct? Leaving developers to create their own custom implementation or rely on less capable libraries. Interesting. This often results in a lack of consistency, poor performance, and increased development time. TanStack Form aims to address these challenges by providing an all-in-one solution for managing form that is both powerful and easy to use. Interesting. Interesting. With the TanStack Form, developers can related tackle common form related challenges such as reactive data binding and state management, complex validation, all right, accessibility, responsive design, installation and localization, cross-platform compatibility, and custom styling. All right. By providing a complete solution for this challenge, internal form empowers developers to build robust and user-friendly form with ease. Okay, it says enough talk. Let's show some code already. In the below code, you can see the TanStack form in action with the React framework adapter. Okay, let's see this. Um, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, so let's go back to this. So we have um we have a basic code showing this is a TS file, right? We just have the use form hook exposed from there. We have a feed API. Where else? Where else? So we're gonna make use of the use form. Quite similar. This is looking very, very similar to Formik using the Formik hook. Okay, let's see. Then we have the default values, first name, last name. Then on submit, it should just be an async function. Then we're logging the values. All right. Then in our form tag, we have on submit e.default. This is looking cool. Then the validators, first name is required. This. Okay, nice. So let's quickly go into installation. Right. So TanStack Form is compatible with various front-end framework, including React, Vue, and Solid. To use TanStack Form with your desired framework, install the corresponding adapter via npm. Okay, so that's the next thing we need to do. Let's quickly take this. Remember, we're making use of npm to um, as our package manager. So let's quickly open up our terminal and install. So we should just go back to the documentation and see what they have. So depending on your environment, you might need to add polyfills. If you want to support older browser, you need to transfer the library from um, node modules yourself. Depending on your environment, you might need to add. Um, this is interesting for older browsers. Okay, so let's do one thing. Um, let's do. I think we don't have to worry about this for now, since we are like in testing mode and stuff. So in addition, we support Zod, Yop, and Valibot. I haven't tried Valibot. Let me see. Interesting. So Valibot, it says Valibot validates with Valibot, validate unknown data with Valibot, the open source schema library with bundle size, type safety, and developer experience in mind. Highlights you should not miss. Okay. Fully type safe, full bond, small bond size, validate everything, 100% test coverage. Where can I enter my credit card? Obviously not. You don't have to. Okay, it's available for free of charge, and it's an open source library. What exactly does Valibot do? Okay, let's see this. The core function of Valibot is to create a schema that describes the structured data. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, this is amazing. So I think for this, let's just make use of Yup. I think we are all familiarized with Yup. Or what do you guys think? I think for me, I'll just go with Yup. And let's go back to our VS Code. Close this up real quick, and we could install Yup at this point. npm install Yup. Okay, so we're going to be using Yup as the schema validation library. Okay, Yup is installed. Let's go back to the documentation, close every tab we don't need. Definitely, I'll check out this value bot in the future. I just need to bookmark this real quick. And Yup, close this. We have we have we could close Vites. Yeah, we close Vites. Okay, so I think for people just joining, I just want to take you through what we've been doing so far. So the main idea around this video, right, is try out TanStack Form, which we are currently integrating into our application, and we're making use of Vite for our front end tooling, right, and we're making use of the React plugin from Vite to handle our React application. Then we also added Tailwind CSS just to add some styles, and we also made use of VO from Vessel to generate some UIs, which is just a contact form, which is what we currently have here. Yeah. So we're installing TanStack Form. We've installed it. We just installed Yup. Yeah, we just installed Yup, and we installed TanStack Form and we installed Yup. So let's go to documentation and see what next. So after installation, we have comparison. Um, let's go back here and see comparison, right? It says the comparison table is under construction and still not completely accurate. If you use any of these libraries and field information could be improved. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Um, so the TanStack team, right now they're comparing the form library, this new form library, which is currently at version 0, to other form library out there in the React ecosystem. So we have Forming, Redux form, React hook form, final form. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So Forming should be the most popular. Wow. Okay, React hook form is the most popular one by GitHub star, and followed by Forming, then followed by TanStack Form. TanStack Form is quite new. Then we have supported frameworks. So TanStack Form supports React, Vue, Angular, Solid, nice. Like that is almost all the React. I say all the JavaScript libraries out there that are quite popular. Not all of them actually. The Formik is only for React, correct? Redux form mostly React. Final form is for React. Okay. Then we have what else? We have bundle size. This is just 5.7 KB kilobytes. Should be the smallest. Final form is small. All right. Then first class TypeScript supports. Formik doesn't support TypeScript. Um, I think I think I think you you could actually hack it, right? If you're making use of hi Chidera from YouTube. How's it going? How's it going over there? So welcome to the stream. So today what we're just doing is we're just trying to work with TanStack Form, right? And so far we've just been building out the UI. So currently this is what we have. We've been able to build this out with React, right? And we just made use of Vite and the React plugin. We added some Tailwind CSS for styling, and we made use of this generative library from Vessel. to handle our UI. Yeah, so you've not really missed much if you're just joining the stream. All right, so let's go back to the comparison. So, fully, I think, like back to what I was saying, I think with Forming you could set up TypeScript. Oh, I think it's more for your for like for your YOP. Yeah, yeah, not Forming directly, for YOP, for your validations. All right, okay. So fully interpret TypeScript, including deep fields. I don't know what that means. Headless UI components. Okay, framework agnostic, meaning that you could use it with any framework out there, right? Granular reactivity, nested objects, array fields. Formic supports that. Yeah, async validation. Formic also support that. TanStack also support that. What else? Schema based validation. Okay, okay, cool. I think we pretty much caught up here. So let's go to the next part. It says Formic is written 100% in JavaScript. Um, yeah, you've not really missed much. You've not really missed much, but like you could, like after the stream you could go back and see everything we've done, and I don't know. I don't think you really missed much. Like what we just did, like I said, just build out the React project, style it. We had some issues while working with the styles, but like I don't know, just very straightforward stuff. Yeah, you haven't missed much. Yeah, you haven't missed much, Chidera from YouTube. All right. So let's just go back to this. So it says TanStack form is written 100% in JavaScript. With the highest quality generics, constraints, and interface to make sure the library and your project are type safe as possible. I think this is one of the things that Formic doesn't give us, right? Formic doesn't give us this power, like 100% JavaScript. Things to keep in mind. It says structured true is required in your tsconfig.json to get the most out of TanStack form type. Huh. Okay. Types currently require using TypeScript version 4 or greater. Types to changes in the repository are considered non-breaking and are usually released as patch. Okay. Server changes. Otherwise, every type enhance will be a major version. It is highly recommended that you lock your React form package to a specific patch release and upgrade with the expectation that types may be fixed or upgraded between any release. Interesting. The non-type related public API of TanStack form still follows Senva very strictly. Hmm. Let's check out what this is. So Zenva is a it says it's a what? Let's go to the documentation and see what this is actually. I don't think I know what this is. So it says it's a parser for Node. The one that npm uses. Oh, okay, okay, amazing. So just a parser for your npm packages, right? It says the one npm uses. Quite popular. 5K stars on GitHub. Um, yeah. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so the next thing we could do, we go to quick starts. I'm very excited. This is 100% JavaScript, 100% TypeScript. Um, okay, so the bare minimum to get started with TanStack form is to create a form and add a field. Keep in mind that this example does not include any validation or error handling. Okay, so we have a form hook exposed from here, exposed from TanStack form. Then just do this, and this. Okay, okay. We don't have any validation. So I think the first thing we could do here, right? Let's just quickly start writing some code. I think we've gone through documentation to an extent. Let me just show you guys what we currently have again. Firstly, take out all these parts we don't need. So this is our form, right? We have a form with first name, last name, phone number, age, and also gender. And Wrong. This should be outside our component. So we're importing use form. What's the error? Okay. We're importing use from downstack form, and we are just gonna take this to our component real quick. So form, canary property of use states. Um, okay. So we haven't made use of form yet, and let's quickly see what we have here. So form on submit, if you have to prevent your default, you have to stop your propagation, and you have to call our hook with the form handler, which is handle submit. Okay. So like as based on documentation, it says this particular example doesn't involve validation. But I think we already installed yup. Let's check our package.json real quick. Package.json, we have yup actually installed. So which is our schema library to handle our validation. Um, so we might need to do that. But let's just quickly create this. Okay, go back to our components. So yeah, we have full name, but in our UI, what we mostly have is just first name, last name, phone number, age, and gender. So let's quickly just set that up inside our hook. We have we have last name. We're gonna set it to an empty string. We have first name. I think they're all camel casing, right? Yeah, they should be. Then we have I think we have gender. This is just a select. Also gonna leave that as an empty string. Oh, sorry, error. What else do we have there? We have phone. We're gonna leave it as an empty string. So just to confirm real quick what we did here, our HTML, we have last name, we have phone, correct? We have age. Oh, okay, cool. We have age. Then we have gender. Amazing, amazing. We're right on point. Pretty much amazing. Um, Hi guys from YouTube. Hello guys. So we have full name, last name, first name, gender. Okay, let's take out full name. We won't be using full name because we don't need it. Last name, first name, gender, phone number. What else are we missing here? Missing age. Um, cool. Let's go back to our documentation. So what we have here now is we're gonna say on submit of this particular form. Remember, right? We just have a form here, and we're just gonna say on submit of this particular form, prevent default, stop propagation, then submit. Now, at this point, this shouldn't work because we haven't binded our form library yet to um to to our components, right? Now, how we're supposed to do this? We're supposed to say, okay, we have the form which is representing our hook, right? The use hook that has been exposed from TanStack Form. Then once you do this, you have field, then you pass in the name, then the children. Okay. Um. Hmm. Okay. So let's do something here now. Let's try. Um. Um. Hi, Chidera from YouTube. It says, "Sorry to ask, what's the TanStack Form advantage?" Okay. So if you're a React developer, right, you are very familiarized with using Formik or React form to handle validations. Not like validations, but like handling your forms, right? Now, those are very popular libraries. I think we already did them here. I don't know if you're on the stream then. So these are the mostly the popular libraries, right? You could um you could you could use in your React applications, right? So you have forming, you have Redux form, you have React form hook, React hook form, you have final form, right? So these are the popular ones. So TanStack form should be the most the new one, right? The new form library. Now you asked what are the advantages. Now, based on the documentation, React Re- TanStack form is 100% JavaScript, right? So I think I think if I could leave a link to this comparison so you could check it out. Definitely there's a link for you guys to check it out. So the comparison, right, is just to give you an idea of what TanStack form does better. So as you can see from the table here, TanStack form, it's the bundle size is quite amazing. It has first class TypeScript support. It has it's an headless UI components, meaning that you could abstract it from your component. Like it's very reusable when we talk about component, right? Then it's framework agnostic, meaning that you you could use it in any JavaScript library out there. It supports React, supports Vue, supports Vue.js, supports React, supports Angular, supports Solid, right? Just this one library, which is very amazing. It also has async validation. It has a schema based validation. So like if you look at this comparison table, you get to see um, why I just wanted to try it out, because it has a lot of advantages. Because you can see most of these other form libraries are having question marks around there, meaning that they don't support most of these features. And these are the features you definitely want to try out while building out your React application, like trying to handle forms. All right. So that is just some advantages. But I think for me, the main advantages of why I want to try this out because it says it's 100% TypeScript. And I kind of always want to work with TypeScript because it makes JavaScript developer life easier. All right, so let's quickly jump back into um what we're working on. So we're supposed to create a new tag here, right? Let's go back here and say um based on documentation, this is supposed to be form dot field, right? Then I think you could close this, right? Form dot field is supposed to take in I think supposed to take in children, not checkbox, supposed to take in children. And let's just check from documentation again how they do that. So it's supposed to take in children and takes in our inputs. All right. Okay. Let's undo this. I think just gonna take in a function which is just gonna be our field. Then an arrow function works, and we could just cut out our inputs which we currently have here and paste it inside here. All right. So we have some errors here, and what is actually the error? The TypeScript error. Let's see how they do it here again. So we have children. We also have to add the name. The name for this will just be first name, and first name field. Okay. We just have to return this, like return the JSX. I think this should be okay for us. Take this guy out. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how we're supposed to do this? How TanStack Form actually want us to do this is we need to create a form field, add in the name of that particular form field, then passing the children, right? Passing the children into that particular custom tag. So input name, we have to pass in some other values here to make this work real quick. So we have input. The name is just gonna be okay. First off, let's just do an undo change. Let's go back here again. Something isn't clear. So the name of this particular field is just gonna be the name, right? The field dot name. All right. So let's try this again. So name is just gonna be remember the dynamic value dot um I'm not getting this. This is kind of wrong. I'm actually not getting the TypeScript auto auto correct of what we're supposed to get here. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. So let's go back here. Let's take out name and leave. Let's see what this says. It's defined but never used. Okay. So let's go back here. So field.name mostly represents the name for this particular name. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. No, like that makes a lot of sense. Because if you say name, right, name is just gonna be your field. Like you don't have to define it all over, right? So field is just gonna be name is just gonna be field.name. And yeah, I think this is pretty much it. First name. Okay. Now speaking about the TypeScript support, I think I could show it. Let me see our UI again. So we have this, right? Cool. So mind you, we're gonna still come back to this for validation. We're still gonna come back to this to handle our validation, but we just want to set up the basic structure of using TanStack Form. All right. So the next thing we could do here, we could say we're also gonna do the same thing for our next fields, which is the last name. So the documentation says, okay, to do this, you just got to say form dot field, which is all yeah, form dot field. Then you're supposed to pass in a name. Um, a name is just gonna be okay. I think this should just be a string. So this is the TypeScript support, right? Automatically gives us access to gives us access to all it gives us access to all the forms on our particular component. If you're making use of, for example, Formik doesn't do this for you. It doesn't give you this TypeScript support, automatic support here. This is quite amazing. So last name, and remember we have to set up children and pass in our guy here and say, okay, this is just gonna take in the value of field, and the value of field, right? We're gonna say for me, we're gonna format this. We're supposed to pass in a component, not really a component, but more like a child inside this. And our child right now is just our input with the name of this. Then if you also say name is just gonna be name is gonna be what? Name is gonna be field dot name. Now there's still some things we are missing here. I just remember. Based on the documentation, we're supposed to pass in the value, the unblur, and the unchange. Now, mind you, this values doesn't change across your inputs, which is very, very amazing. So we're gonna come here and say, okay, form field, input, first name, it takes in the name, and it also takes in the value. Then we're gonna come here down here and say we're also gonna do this for this guy, also takes in the value. All right. Mm, let's just copy this instead of doing it all over again. Let's come over here to phone number and see. Okay. We've gone almost like an hour and 30 minutes into this video. Okay. We should be we should pretty much be wrapping up everything right now. Once we just get this all done. Okay, so let's move with speed, and we just have an input which is just going to represent our phone number, and I'm just going to paste this. There's going to be an error, obviously. Then we're going to take out this part of the code, put them here. We're going to say this is not last name, this is going to be phone, and what else? What else? Okay, yeah, we have new stuff working here. Let's go back to our UI and see what we currently have. Our UI still works the way it's supposed to work, but now we're already binding our data, right? We're binding our data to our form library, which is quite amazing. I think one of the prettiest thing about this is just how it supports TypeScript 100%. I like for real, this is really really amazing. Definitely gonna try this out like in a new project I get to work on. So we are also gonna do this for the age. I don't want to do this manually. Let's just copy and paste again so we like save time, because spent like almost more than an hour already on this stream. So paste this guy here, paste this guy, taking our name, value, and the other guys, cut them out, put them into this part, and take out the parts we don't need. All right, so this is quite cool, and refresh the page again. So we have age, phone number. Okay. Huh. That should be a bug. That should be a very, very serious bug. Um, I just want to confirm if we're still live, and yeah, I think we're still live. We're still live on YouTube. We're currently still live on YouTube. Okay, so let's quickly jump right into what we're doing. So currently, we've already set up our TanStack form for handling our form data and every stuff. I think we already set up for first name, last name, phone number, dates, and not dates, phone number, and age. Mm, we haven't set up for gender, so I don't know how this actually handles um how it handles selects, but we're definitely gonna try to see how it does that. But for the meantime, let's just quickly go back here and show what we have. So we have age, we have form. This should be age, yeah. So it corresponds to our ID. Then we have our gender. Okay, I think for our gender, it actually handles it the same way. We're just gonna say form dot field. Let's just copy this. Let's not do it manually. So we could save more time, and I think I think we could quickly trying to confirm if you're still live, and we're definitely gonna like jump right into it right now. So we're just gonna say okay. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. So I think for people just joining right now, we're still on TanStack Form, trying to learn how to use it for our form in Reactjs. And so far we've set up our project with Vite. We also have Tailwind CSS installed, and we created our UI using VO from Vessel. So far this is the form we currently have, and we're just trying to add TanStack Form to each of our UI or each of our forms here right now. So let's go back to gender. We're trying to set up gender right now. Form.field. This should be gender. Okay, now let's undo this. I think this should be the next one. So we still have gender here right now. Select. We're gonna copy this for simplicity. Copy this and come over here and say paste form for gender. Now, like if you see yeah, it said we're still live. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you, Paradox. So if you could see right now, the TypeScript supports 100%, right? Kind of helps us to identify which of the fields are remaining. Right now it's telling us gender, like we haven't added gender yet. So now we have access to age, first name, last name, gender, phone. If you've worked with other libraries, you get to realize that you don't really have this support. You don't really have this TypeScript kind of support. But as you can see, we have it right now with TanStack Form. Beautiful stuff. So let's just put gender, and our guy is just gonna be this. Okay. Hi Chidera, I'm coming. I'll get to you. So we just need to replace this guy with this, and we're gonna come up here and take out our name value on blow and on change to set it up here for our select. Yeah, I think we're good. It says, hi Chidera. It says, are we gonna drop the link to other docs um like the Vex? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna drop the links to everything we've gotten to use. If that's what you're referring to. So this is Vite. Check out Vite. Check out Tailwind. Also check out Tailwind, which is quite popular. Check out VO, which is generative UI, um, generative AI for UI. All right. Yeah, definitely. Those are just the link. Um, those are the link, Chidera. All right. So let's see what we currently have now. So uh we've already set up all these things here. So we have console.log values, async, do something with the data. So I'm gonna come over here and say refresh the page, and say, okay, first name should just be me, last name should be me, phone number is just gonna be 09026, yeah, wherever. The age I'm just gonna be like 16, yeah. Then gender, let's put female. So let's just see what happens next. Let's quickly open up our console and see if we have our data. Um, okay, nothing works. It doesn't work right now. Well, if you remember correctly, we already binded it to our form. To our form here, either prevent like undo submits. Cool. Um, so it doesn't work. So let's just try to debug. Let's see what's happening. Let's go back to documentation. Type of submits. Just need to confirm if our button is the type of submits. Um, type of submits. Yeah, it's type of submit actually, but there's an issue. The issue now should be the issue should be our type of submits is actually not inside our form, right? So like that's an issue most times when working with form. And if you're trying to like call the handler directly from um from the form. So now let's go back to our UI and see what we currently have. I hope it doesn't mess up our UI. Hopefully it doesn't. And voila, magic. So we have our values, we have first name, we have gender, we have last name, we have phone. So let's try that one more time. Let's refresh this page and let's see. So first name could just be me. My last name could just be let's just put evergreen, which is supposed to be my first name. Then we have we could just put any number 000. Then age could be 20. Age could be 20. And gender identify as a male. So let's say submit. Let's see what we have here. Amazing. So first off, we've been able to set up our form with TanStack Form. Age, first name, gender, last name, ever. That's not evergreen, like wherever. Then phone. So amazing. So we've been able to set that up. So now just to go through what we did, what we just did here is just very, 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 very basic, and this is really amazing. Okay, you can see this now. This is just showing up here. I think this should be console ninja, just to console the log all my values inside VS Code directly. Okay, okay. So far so good. So far so good. This is looking. This is really looking amazing. And what could we do next? Let's think about validation. Let's see how we could use Yup to undo validation here. Um, basic concepts. Okay, is that the page? This page introduces the basic concept and terminologies used in the React form TanStack. Familiarize with this concept to help you get familiarizing yourself with this concept to help you better understand and work with the library. All right. So you could create options for your form so that you could share between multiple states by using the form option function. Okay. Form instance. So form instance is an object that represents an individual form and provides methods and property for working with the form. You create a form instance using the use form hook provided by the form options. The form accepts an object with an on submit function, which is called when the form is submitted. All right. So the on submit, which is what we already have here, and which is just this is an async function, right? You may also create a form instance without using the form option by using the standalone use form API. Okay, so what this is just talking about is how we could create an instance, right, representing your default values. So here is just basic TypeScript. This could be an interface or a type, right? Then importing form options, then just binding your generics to whatever whatever kind of I don't know interface you're creating. to handle your forms. Then the next thing here is basically talking about how you could make use of the onSubmit, which is an async function again. You have access to your value, which we're destructuring here. And yeah, I think that's it. Then the next thing it says a field represents a single form input element, such as text input or a checkbox. Fields are created using the form field. I think we already done that, provided by the form instance. The components accept a name props. Yeah, we've done that. We should match a key in the form default values. Okay, so what it's saying, right, is while you are creating your form, you need to set up a name that matches what you have in your default state or in your default values for your forms, so that TypeScript could actually intervene in case you're trying to make an error. Okay, form states, it says each value has its own state, which includes the current state, validation status, error messages, and other metadata. You can access a field state using the field.state property. Okay, field.state. Okay, field APIs. You have to pass in the onBloor, the onChange. Cool, cool. Like we've pretty much done almost everything that is being stated in documentation. Very straightforward documentation. Great one from the TanStack team. This is really really amazing. So let's do something else. Let's talk about validation, because you can't build forms without thinking about validations. You have to think about validations while working with forms. So because if you take a look at our form, the form we currently have here, there isn't any validation. If you try submitting, automatically it submits, right? Which is an error. So imagine you're taking all these values and you're making a post request or a put request to your server. This is 100% wrong. Your forms should have validation by default. So let's see how TanStack handles validation for us. So it says provide synchronous and asynchronous validation out of the box. Okay, then the validation function can be passed to the form field component using validator props. Okay, so in our validate, there's the validator props here, takes in the value. If it's not value, say the first name is required. If it's more than this, um, first name must be at least 3 characters. Then on change, no error allowed in the first place. Okay, this is quite straightforward. If you've worked with if you worked with form, you get to see that this is very very quite straightforward. All right, so there's an adapter. This is definitely where I want to go to. So there's a validation adapter we could make use of. So you say in addition to hand rolled validation. So I'm definitely going to advise you to always try to roll out your own validation with your hands. Why will you do that when you already have Yop, Sword? We saw Valley bots. Like those libraries are very very little in size, so you could just install them and use them as the adapter. So um there's some adapter exposed from Zod, from Yop, and also Valley bots, right? To enable usage with common schema validation to like your this and that. Okay. Um okay. So I think we need to install the adapters. So for our example, we're making use of Yup. So let's quickly see if there's a separate package for this. Yeah, there should be. So we have a separate package for installing the Yup adapter. And let's just quickly wait for that to open up. So it says this package does not have a README. Okay, nice, nice. Let's quickly go back here and do this. Open this real quick. npm install TanStack Form Yup form adapter. Right? We could um we could think about we think about how we could use that, because I think in the documentation it wasn't mentioned. Oh, we've gone like an hour, almost 2 hours on this stream. All right, cool. We'll definitely be wrapping this up real quick. So we have this. Um, for we're gonna be using Yop. So let's go to Yop. We're gonna be using Yop, and let's quickly go to Yop documentation. Cool. And okay, we're gonna be using Yop for our validation library, and we also have to install, not really install, but like import. We have to import this guy from okay, I think we can manually do that. So to import, right, we could just say import our Yop validator from TanStack Yop form adapter, whatever. Then we could go back to documentation and see how they want us to do this. So you could set up your validator adapter. Huh. So do I have to do this for all my fields? Can't I do this? Because if you take a look at Formik, if you want to make use of Formik, right? Formik validation, where you get to like use where you get to use Yop for validation. So you just need to set up a schema, right? So once you set up your schema, you could just use your schema and your validation schema directly, like straight up. So the schema is just an object exposed from Yop, which is just an object, like I said, object of shape. Then you impute all your um you just have to impute all your form fields. But it seems like TanStack actually handles that differently, because this form field now represents just a single field. Okay. I want to read about validation more. I think there's more to this. Let's take a look at Yop. Let's see how we're supposed to use Yop for this. Well, it has a lot of APIs. So when importing Yop, I'm importing this guy too. Let's quickly import Yop too. And okay, we have our use form, we have our on submit. Aha, this is what I was talking about. So this is the validator adapter, which is just going to represent all our fields. So let's see what is this. Your validator, our validator adapter is just going to be our your validator coming from the library. Um, then how do you use it? Oh, makes sense. So like you need to, like I said, you need to set up the validator for each field inside inside your validator. So you could set up for on change async, on change async bounce. You could set up like milliseconds for how much you want, like your particular your particular error should run. Um all right. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. From thinking about it, why do I have to set up my validator in each of my fields directly? Why don't I just do it from why don't I just do it from like obviously you know why it's kind of straight right now because coming from the word of Formik, this is how Formik handles it. Just create a schema and straight up. Okay, let's just do what the documentation says. So first off, let's go here. Our use form. I think we could set up our validator. Our validator adapter is just gonna be your validator. Um, this should be instantiated. I think correct. So we have this. Let's go to let's go to each of our fields. So input, I think we have access to validator right now. I don't think it should be in the children, it should be in the field directly. So we have validator. So validator, yeah, mostly it's just gonna be mostly gonna be an object. Yeah. Then inside this object, let's see some values we have here. Inside the object, we have access to unchange. Then unchange now we can now say yup dot we're gonna call this a string dot no string dot hmm this is let's see this the string, right? Then dot minimum we could say okay, this should be a minimum value of 3. And we could also set if this should be required. I think so. um dot minimum, yeah, this is what we need. Dot minimum, so the minimum value for our first name, right, we are just gonna say mm, should be 2, right? Minimum value should be 2. Then we're gonna say this should be required. Quite amazing, quite amazing. Let's format this and go back to. We have some errors up here. What's the errors? It says okay. I don't think we need to use this, right? So let's do this. Let's refresh the page. See what we have. Um, Nothing actually works. Hmm. Let's put in some value. First name is SS. Then first name must be hmm. Okay, so we are supposed to also bind our submit button to TanStack. Huh. All right. This is sounding amazing. So now I'm thinking about how are we going to render these errors right now. If you say yup fields 3 name, the async bounce, yup string test, no error, no error, value resolve this. Then the children, mm, first name on blur change ID. Huh. Form field info, passing field. Okay, okay. So should that be the way we're gonna handle this? Let's see. So we have our form field. No. So form field info. What's the error right now? It says documentation says we're gonna put it inside our children. And okay, there should be one child. Yeah, yeah, basic React. Okay, form field. Take out our inputs and paste them here. So form field is not imported. Cannot find name of form field. Form field should be imported. Where is form field imported from? Form field is huh. Okay. So form field is actually just a basic function, right? Takes in the field, then the state of the meta is touch, then dot join, validating. So like what this is just doing is just to to show the error, right? The error for our fields. Because if you see in our particular UI right now, we just have our forms. Oh, we have errors, okay. So let's just copy this particular form info and use it um in this guy here. Form field API should just be imported from TanStack. Yeah. Any. All right. So let's see what we have now. Go back to our UI. We impute this. This must be at least 2 characters. All right. So like I think how TanStack actually handles your validation. Um, there are extra steps, too many extra steps compared to like, for example, React Form or Forming. But binding the data makes a lot of sense, right? But when you start doing stuff like validations, I feel like TanStack Form is actually doing too much or doing too extra. Because if you're using forming, right, what you just need to do here is just to render the error directly, or you could just use the hook, which in our case is just going to be this hook, right? Our use form hook, and we're just going to render the values if that particular form field was touched, if there's an error value or not. But anyways, we're just trying to understand this, and this is making some sense. So we have this error validating whatnot. So um let's do this fast. So we're gonna take this error, right? We're gonna put it down here, and let's go to this guy. We're gonna style this em. We're gonna style this, right? Class name, right? We're gonna say this should be a text of red. I think we're already coming to the end of this particular stream. Um, we're already coming to the end of this particular stream. Almost done. So once you click this, okay. Join. Ah, text dash red dash 300. So refresh this guy. Okay, this must be amazing. So let's make this text of SM very small too. Um, this must be 2 characters. All right. So we've done that. What we could quickly do now, we could go ahead and do our validation um for other fields. Remember, we have other fields in our application. So we have this. We're gonna say this guy form field minimum of um 2 values to required. Then we're also going to render our form field here. Remember, this should be a parent. Put this guy here, take out our inputs, put it here, right? All right. So let's quickly see this again. Let's refresh our page, and aha, it works how it's supposed to work. All right. So I think we're almost coming to an end of this stream. This has really been an insightful one. Like getting to learn this live on stream, like this is very very exciting. um Okay. So what kind of validation are we going to add for our form, for our phone number? Let's think about it. Maybe we could just add, let's quickly, so let's think about um let's just see this phone number. Remember, we have to add our validator for phone number. Validators, phone. Okay, cool. I think we could just look for we could just look for a phone number. I think this is just gonna be too much. We're just gonna look for a phone number form validator with yup. I think this is quite too much, but let's just do this. Matcha. Then yeah, I think this is just quite okay. So this is just a regex, a regular expression we're gonna use up here. Create a variable, just gonna be a regex phone regular expression. Well, then we're also gonna use phone number. We're gonna say string dot this dot this. Okay, so let's go back to phone number and add our validator. Yeah, definitely it's gonna be required, but we could just take this out. So yup, string matches phone number, then is required. In required we could also add um we could add this is required too. We could add this is required in all our require. We could add this is required. This is required. And let's go back to our UI. Okay. So age, gender. So we have this guys. I think we still have like we actually 2 hours 17 minutes into the call, into this video call right now. All right. I think we should be ending before 2 hours 30 minutes. All right. So let's think about age. Let's think about age right now. Let's say this is gonna be at age of mm, let's go down here and say age, label age. Also gonna add matches from yeah, we could also look for age, yeah, validation. No, I don't need I don't need moment. I just need the regex just to validate the string. I don't need to make use of I don't want to make use of moments. Like using moments in this is just like an overkill. All right. So what we just do here, don't worry. What we just do here is just gonna be very, very basic. We're just gonna say validator is like age is required. If you want to go into complex stuff, like complex stuff right now, we'll start thinking about If we are going to do um minimum of two. Now see the crazy thing about this. We didn't add we didn't add the error, like um the, I won't say error, but like the naming when it comes to minimum, right? Because if you go up to this validate field info, right? So it takes in the field API, then takes in the state.touch, then destructures it. Automatically, it kind of tells us um the number of errors or the number of fields you should show. Because look at now, this must be two characters, this must be two characters. We didn't add those stuff on our own. So let's go down here and say let's go down here and say um now, since age shouldn't be that kind of error message. Age should just be um this is required. Age should just be required. This is required. And let's see this. Yeah, this is required. Phone value is not. This must be at least two characters. Then let's just do it for gender. We're gonna take in our validator and pass this guy into here. And the next thing, we're gonna take in our field info. You know, this really has good APIs, and it's crazy how they are still in version 0. Like they have a lot of good APIs they could extend on. This is required. This is required. Phone number. Phone number is not valid. We have our error in the wrong place. Let's take it to the bottom. All right. Phone number is not required. Yeah, I think at this point we've gotten to add validation, right? We've added validation to our form. There's still some stuff here I'm trying to check out to disable our fields, right? There's a subscribe value that's exposed from form. I think that's the last thing we could do here. So we'll just come down here and say where we have our button, right? Should no, this should just be form dot subscribe, and form dot subscribe. We're gonna say button, cut out button. I think it should just be children, takes in the children. Which is just gonna take in this guy and this guy and this guy. No. No, that's wrong. Okay, cool. You just have to return it directly. So form dot subscribe, right? Um, you're still gonna act the same way, nothing different. But now there's a value called selector. Selector exposes the state, can submit, and is submitting. So now with this particular state, this selector, right, we could just say in the children, which is this over here, we have access to um we have access to can submit and also is submitting, right? And these are all boolean values which we could use here. So we're gonna say first of all, we're gonna disable this guy, right? We're gonna disable this guy if it's the opposite of can submit. That means at this point we can't submit, right? Then we have is submitting. So if we are submitting, we're just gonna create a different text to handle this guy. Then if it's submitting, once it's done submitting, then return this again. All right. So we're just trying to wrap up this stream. So we've been able to add validation to our code base. Right now, let me refresh the page and show you guys what we currently have. We have our fields, we have our validations, all handled from from TanStack, right? We have our age, we have our gender. This is required, right? So now automatically our button is disabled. We can't submit it. So you have to fill in these values first before um say phone number is not valid, right? So you just have to put phone number that is valid, then age is just gonna be 2, then main. Then at this point we can submit. Let's go back to documentation. So if it's submitting, we're gonna show submit, then else just show submit. Okay, so it's submitting mostly is gonna be if you are working with a server. I think that's why they did on-chain async here, right? Just to resolve for some minutes, a minute or a second. I think this 1000 millisecond, which is a 1000 millisecond, which is a second. All right, so I think that's pretty much everything we could do right now with TanStack query, because we've created the form, right? And we have the first name, the gender, the last name, and the phone number. This is quite amazing. So at this point, you could just take this value, post it to your backend, post it to your server action, um, or your APIs, wherever you're using in your code base. This is quite very insightful. Shout out to the team at TanStack Form. This is really amazing, and hopefully looking out for more updates from the team on this. There's a lot of APIs, core APIs to check out. But I think with this basic, right, you could just get started. And it says next server action. I definitely want to check this out in my free time. How you could use it with next server action and send the form data to your server action. All right. What else do we have here? Can you use this to React Native? Oh, it also supports React Native. Amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So I think we've come to the end of this particular stream. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for the people that asked for the people that asked questions. Thank you for tuning in with me and staying up to this point of the video. See you in the live stream. Definitely, the live stream is just gonna be like around the corner. I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely do this again. Like I'll definitely do this again. get to try out other tools and try to see how they work. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around. See you in the next live stream. All right. And bye, guys.